You need a car, come and see us today. We got quality cars at low prices, on lot financing for me and you. No credit, bad credit, whatever you got, we're gonna make it happen here today.
Me and my wife, not too long ago, not even just maybe 2 or 2.5 weeks ago, took on a position at a small used car lot to basically help turn the store around. There's a small car lot out in a little country town. It's only been open for 2 years. Before that 2 years, it was a car dealership that somebody owned that started going downhill, and the man that currently owns the store now bought the store from him and started putting his own inventory out there. Considering he's been in the car business since 1972, he figured, hey, I can put cars out here, we can do buy here, pay here, and the cars will sell, we can make a little money, and it'll be another store that I own in the city to add on to the other mini stores he already has. Well, I don't think that idea was necessarily going to be as easy as he thought it would be. Because one thing that this man had told me when I originally met him, and we were riding in a car one day, and he was telling me about this store, he said, it's hard to find good help, right? And I kind of thought to myself, I'm like, well, you know, you can find good help, but you have to pay a decent wage to get good help. Well, I would learn real quickly what he meant by it's hard to find good help very fast. So when this man gave me a proposition of possibly going to work at his store, I was excited. And then to find out my wife could come work there because the lady that was working there doing accounting and answering the phone calls and taking car payments, she was leaving, and my wife could take that position, I got even more excited. I thought, wow, now there's an opportunity for me to be able to work at a store and kind of run my own show per se, and my wife could be there, we could have some fun, we're both making a little money. This is gonna be a good thing, right? Yeah, I'm excited. I took this offer because I thought that possibly this could be turned into something maybe more profitable for me and my family. An opportunity to have a chance to take something that's not doing great and maybe turning it around to something that is great. A way for me to have a place that I could call my place to sell cars and market vehicles. Even though technically it's not my place, another man owns it, it felt like he was giving me an opportunity to have my own store, right? Or at least I thought. I take this position, my wife goes and she starts training and works there for a week and learns how to do everything, and the other lady leaves and goes on her way. And now me and my wife are there. There's one other salesman that works at the store, and there's still another girl that has been working there for a little while. And basically my wife and her split up the week. My wife works 3 to 4 days a week. The other girl works 3 to 4 days a week, and they kind of rotate like that. And I figured, hey, me and my wife will ride to work on those days, and we'll work out there together on those days and have a good time doing it and sell cars. So, this story is to explain how another man or another person can basically screw it up for other people. Remember that boy Johnny in school that the teacher told to stop talking, and if he didn't stop talking in class, the whole class would have to stay inside and could not go to recess? Well, what happens in that situation is Johnny doesn't stop talking, and the teacher gets upset and says, hey, I told you if you don't quit talking, Johnny, the entire class can't go to recess. Well, what happens? The entire class doesn't go to recess, and then all the students look at Johnny like, dude, you just screwed it up for everybody. Well, that's kind of what happened here, okay? Here's what we got. For the past 2 years this store is open, there was one sales guy there. That one sales guy hadn't really done a whole lot to sell cars. I've spoken to him. He was pretty blunt about it when I talked to him. He said, well, I come in, I'm retired, and I've heard this retired thing from older sales guys forever now, even since I first got in the car business. It's something about older guys that are retired. They want to get out the house because their wife doesn't want them hanging around in the house all day. They don't have anything to do, so they want to still kind of stay busy, and they seem to want to go work at a car dealership and not really do a whole lot of work, but maybe talk to people, and if they can sell a car, great. Well, that's kind of what we had here. This retired guy would come in every day, wouldn't really do a whole lot, and sell a few cars here or there, but here's the problem. He's not really helping the store all that much because the store can't stay open if they're not selling cars and making money. I asked the guy one time while we were there, again, this is just 2 weeks of time at this store, you know, have you ever washed a car or cleaned a car? Because the cars are filthy. They look like they haven't been washed in months. And he says, no, I never wash cars. Don't get into that at all.
I'll tell you, everybody, I got to show y'all this. That man right there is washing a car. Remember what I said this morning about activity breeds activity? Yeah. So I've been out here washing cars, keeping busy. And I leave for a minute in the truck just to make sure it runs good, which it does. I get back and he's out there washing a car. Now, just yesterday I asked him if he would help out, and he says that he doesn't do that kind of stuff and somebody else should have been doing it. And I explained to him, well, if you're the only person here in sales and you got to sell these cars, how could you leave them on the lot dirty all the time and do nothing? Don't put them up on the internet. Don't do anything. Just hang out in the office here all day and just hope somebody comes in to buy a car. And that's what's been going on, and that's why none of the cars have been selling.
So anyways, this guy wasn't going over and beyond, but this story really isn't about him because he's in the equation of how to close down a car dealership for not trying to sell cars. But what happens is you have this one word, and this word is called stress. And the owner of the dealership had started to get stressed from some drama that was going on. And if the dealership had been profitable and been making money, he probably could have overcome this stress and kept the store open. But more stress had started to happen, more drama was happening, which in return caused this man to close the store down. Me and my wife were on the way to work this past Tuesday after Memorial Day, and I called the owner up on the way there, and I said, hey, just want to let you know we're on the way in this morning. He says, well, come on in and get your stuff because I'm closing the store down. We can talk about it when you get here. So, here's what we got. A week prior, before him deciding he's going to close the store down, it was a mechanic. And this mechanic had a girlfriend. And this girlfriend had a drug problem. And this mechanic had just been in prison for the last year or so. And when you got drug problems, money problems, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, more problems start to happen, right? Yeah. So, there was a Friday about a week ago, and this girlfriend decided she was going to steal a truck. For just a quick moment in time, the owner of the dealership went out, and I guess he was a little excited about getting some inventory for the car lot, and he went out and bought a really nice Chevy Silverado truck. And he decided that we would sell this truck at the car lot. So he decided he was going to sell the truck at the car lot. And this girl, at around 9 o'clock in the morning, got in the Chevy Silverado truck and pulled off the car lot and drove to North Charleston and got in a car wreck in the truck. What does she do? While she gets in this wreck, she does a hit and run. She leaves the scene of the accident. Then while she's driving down the road after hitting one car, she hits another car. So now that's 2 accidents, and she leaves the scene of that one. By this time, the police are looking for her. And yeah, of course, they finally find her and they arrest her. And they're asking, what's going on here? Why did you steal this truck from this car lot where you live with your boyfriend right next door to the car lot? Oh, we had the idea of taking the truck to a chop shop, and I was on the way to the chop shop to get rid of the truck. Whoa, holy mackerel. So now you have a truck that's going to be sold on the car lot for $16,900, and this girl's taking your truck to the chop shop. Great. So you can only imagine when all this is caught and found out. The owner of the dealership fires the mechanic. Now here's a problem. It's a big problem. The mechanic, he's the type of mechanic that can't really seem to get a whole lot of work done. So if there's 30 cars on the car lot, I'd say about 10 of those 30, maybe even a little more, he had been working on. And if I could go out there today and film it, you'd see cars on the lot where the hoods were cracked. You'd open the hood, stuff was all taken apart, cars sitting jacked up with the rotors off. There was a lot of cars on the car lot out there that he had worked on and never had completed the job on it. So instead of starting to work on one car and finishing that project and moving on to the next one, he would just start on something, stop, jump on the other one, start on something, stop, jump on the other one, start on something, stop, and he kept doing that where it became where you'd have 10 to 15 cars on the lot that all had issues with them. So anyways, the guy had been fired, and me and the owner were walking through the lot out there looking at all this stuff, and we're like scratching our head like, who in the world is going to come out here and fix all this? We got to find a new mechanic. So the reason the store basically closed down was due to stress. All this stress of first, the store not selling a whole lot of cars because you got a salesman out there that ain't doing diddly squat but collecting a paycheck. You got a mechanic on the lot that starts on stuff, doesn't finish on stuff, that's taking advantage of you. His girlfriend decides to steal a truck to take it to a chop shop. Then you had a previous mechanic before that mechanic that had been stealing from you for quite some time, for years. He would steal the tools, steal all kinds of stuff, and he took advantage of the man that owned the store. store, so that wasn't good. So you got a snowball effect here going on, where people are just taking advantage of this guy and not giving a F. So at this point, even though me and my wife weren't planning on taking advantage of anybody, really just were going out there to make some money and sell some cars and hopefully turn this place around and have a good time doing it. We had good intentions, even though the businessman made a business decision and said, well, the store's not making money. I'm having to cut out this much money every week to people that are supposedly working out there and whatnot. And I'm not selling any cars. I got all these cars that need work done on them. This is not a good business decision. I'm closing the store down. I'll lease it out to somebody else. And that's what he's doing. So for once in my life, I didn't cause a problem on this one. Somebody else did. But unfortunately, me and my wife were excited about this opportunity. Even though it wasn't going to pay a whole lot at first, I thought that we would have an opportunity to turn it around and make something great of it. And I was giving it that chance. So guys and girls, let me let you know something right now. If you are the mechanic or the sales guy that's doing these types of things at a dealership where you're at, why not just go ahead and quit? Give it up. Go work somewhere else. Or try to put some bounce in your step and make something happen, because your laziness is going to bleed onto others and screw things up for other people. And that's kind of what's happened here. So anyways, I've been working on a video for the last couple hours last night, putting it together, and I said today I'm going to go out and I'm actually going to talk about it on camera and share it with my subscribers here on the channel. So back to the drawing board again, going out trying to find cars to film at car dealerships. It's kind of what I do, and I'm going to keep swinging until we hit a home run. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this story. You know, what do you think? What would you do if you were the owner? Would you give Chad and his wife an opportunity to turn things around? Or would you close the store down? Either answer's fine. We'll see you on the next one.